So you're here because you're wondering about different possibilities for your audio, for your video, and there are so many brands out there. Let's try to clarify some main points that might help you choose the right mic for your videos. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from One Lens. So today we're gonna talk about these different mics because when I had to pick up mine a few years ago, well, it was a no-brainer. I had a Leica Q2, so there was no way for me to connect the mic into the camera, and so I needed a mic that would record a redundant copy of the audio inside the mic itself. And so I went for the Rode Wireless Go 2, and it was, let me say, a great choice. I had so much satisfaction from that mic and from the camera and from the video and from the channel, but that's another story. And so I was very happy because the sound of the quality of the voice, it's so rich. Also the midtones and the bass. Now, I don't know if you know anything about music, but you can understand the difference whether you're using a regular ampli or a Valve old ampli one, which is a richer sound, and it's from day to night, right? The difference, you can really hear it. And so that's the difference that is spotted when I changed mic. Why is that? First, the Rode, after a few years of use, got to its limits. One of the two transmitters did not switch on anymore, so I sent it back to Rode. They sent me a whole new kit, so thanks for that. And if you missed the episode, I think I discussed it, I'm not sure about it, but anyway, you just send it in, it's covered by warranty. They sent me a whole new package. But then when I moved to Europe, now other things happen. Now I'm using a Sony camera and I can pop in the mic. The only real trouble that I had with the Rode also when I changed the phone is that my crappy Motorola was not supported by the Rode. So I had the USB-C to USB-C connector, but I don't know why I was never able to connect the mic to the phone. And so when I needed to have a second camera just for, I don't know, to show what I'm doing, what I'm operating my Sony or these kind of tricks, well, it was useless. And so I was forced of using the wired microphone for the camera, for the phone, but that was not a good solution. So I was not happy with that. And so I thought, why don't I go for the Sony mic? Now, my camera is recent enough to have the Sony mics that go into the hot shoe, and you don't need to plug in any cable, any mic jack, and the audio gets directly into the camera. And then since it's a digital version of the audio, you can also fine-tune here and there. So I had two of those mics. The first one was the boom mic, and I was quite satisfied by it, but first the limitation was that I needed to stay at this distance to the camera, so I could not just put it on a tripod and walk around and talk, which I love doing, and I also love vlogging. That was great for vlogging, but when I was doing it, well, the feet was not so stable because it's a rubbery. They do it on purpose because if it was hard plastic, it would be broken far easier, but then it was like bouncing here and there. I didn't feel I was liking it, and so I got rid of that, and I was convinced by this one, which I'm using right now. This one is the W2 Bluetooth Sony, and so basically you have the receiver, you pop it into the hot shoe of your Sony camera, and you don't even need to charge it because the camera is charging it, and then the transmitter, you can put it everywhere. You can put it on yourself, you can hang in it, you can leave it on the table. Now, this has pros and cons because first, since you can put it on the table, it is way too loud. So you need to go like -10 or -20 decibel when you're wearing it, and it's a bit of distortion. Second, the audio quality, it's not so good because it's like a constant bass. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a whistle mixed to a super light buzz, which is always present. So I cannot use this mic if I'm not passing through the Adobe Enhance for the audio that would clean out that bass sound. So just be aware of that. Two major pros is that you don't have to charge the receiver anymore. You just pop it in and you will use the battery from the camera to give energy to the receiver. It's a plus, but it's also a con because it's so thirsty. It sucks out all of the juice from the camera. So I'm able to record 2-3 videos max, and then I have to change battery onto the camera. So yes, it's a plus because you don't have to take care of it, but it's also a very strong minus. And then the second thing that is worth considering, this is a great plus because not only you can talk to the transmitter, but the receiver itself is a mic. So if you're operating your camera and you select to have that one as source, you can talk directly into the camera while you're recording your video or shooting your photos. And so it's great because it will eventually record also the voice when you are behind the camera. So this is a great plus because you can talk to the camera from behind it when you're recording videos because, I don't know, you want to showcase the products or this kind of stuff. But I also realized that for recording top down, I just put on the tripod, guess what is the best camera for recording 4K, and it manages focus perfectly. It's my old iPhone 6s. So this is a great plus for the mic, but I don't really use it. And so since I was struggling a while not being able to use the mic for other sources because this transmitter is fine, but the receiver needs to be popped into the hot shoe of the camera. So when I'm going around, I'm vlogging, I want to use an action cam or a phone or anything else, I cannot really use this mic. And so I took a chance to try another one. Now, the third mic that I got and to right this morning, I'm gonna showcase it to you because it's fine. It came into this case, so it's perfect because you just transport it and it protects the mic and transmitter. It's a Hollyland Lark M-1. So why I didn't go for the most recent, for the M2, for the mini version they made, for the Max that has the case that you can pop it in and the base charges the receiver and the transmitter. Why is that? Because this is not a sponsored video. I had to pay with my hard-earned money and I had to pay all of the 43 euros that they wanted, including shipping and taxes. And so I thought it might be worth giving it a try. And so guys, please let me know because right now I'm gonna pop out the Sony mic and popping in the Hollyland and let's see the difference, if any. Alright, now I'm wearing the Hollyland. I had to double check. I think this is clipping. Oh, let me go down with the audio just a tiny bit. It's the very first time I'm using it. Alright, I think this is better with the volume. So guys, now I'm using the Hollyland. It's the very first time I'm using it. It looks very lightweight, very small. I just had to plug into the mic jack of the camera. The receiver and the transmitter is here because I don't know how loud is that. If I can put it when I had, let's try the same thing. I would put it when I had the other transmitter a while ago. All right, so let me go back up with the volume and we'll see if you spot any difference. So this is a great thing because together with the mic, with the receiver, with the transmitter, with the cable to connect to the camera, I also had this second cable, which is the TRRS. And this is the missing piece of the puzzle because it goes directly into the adapter and this will go directly into my phone. So now I will also try to pop it into the phone and see if it works. Super quick and dirty recording because I want to confirm that with the TRRS cable included in the Hollyland, I'm able to use this mic with my phone. And so this solved a great trouble that I had because you will see I will leave it as a recording device on a tripod while I'm operating the camera because I want to show you for the landscapes photography that I'm starting in a few weeks. I want to show you all the session, the whole process of mounting, choosing the best location, so on and so forth. So yes, great confirmation. Thank you, Hollyland. But I have to say, first I want to test the battery. If it's really like I was thinking that the Sony mic was sucking out all the juice from the camera, so that's the very first thing to confirm. The second thing to confirm if this Hollyland has or not the subtle buzzing that was driving me nuts with the Sony mic. And then third thing, how good it is. How good is the audio? How good is my voice? Do I look like myself or do I sound like a teenager or this kind of stuff? And how good it talks to the camera. Now, fortunately, I remember to put it on mono because I only have one transmitter, so I cannot record stereo. But if you don't do it, then you will only hear it on the left ears, assuming you're using earplugs, because if it's not on mono, then like right now, it's duplicating into two channels the same audio. It is something. It's not like a stereo transmission, but at least it is something. And all of the other mics, when you're using one transmitter, it's always the same. So don't worry about it. This is not a minus of the Hollyland. I still have to understand why there's a version 2 of this mic, what it changed. The case, it seems fine. The shape of the mic, well, it's not so well indicated on the buttons what you are pressing, so I had to go through the instructions very quickly before recording this video, but I think it's a suitable solution, at least for me. Now, I will keep using it. I will have to choose to retain one of the two because I don't really have any use for two mics, and I think the Hollyland is a bit more versatile. So in all these changes that I had from the Rode initially to the boom mic of the Sony, to the Bluetooth mic of the Sony, to the Hollyland, I think that one is as good as the others, because once you don't spend money for the Rode or even DJI, they told me it's very valid, then all the other ones are just cheaper copies, but they do their job. I mean, if you're vlogging with your iPhone, this would be a suitable solution for a talking head as well. I would use a boom mic if I was recording noises in nature. So let's see, once I start hitting nature, the woods and mountain peaks, maybe I will need another mic, but that's a question I will ask myself in a few weeks. So please let me know down here in the comments what mic are you using, and if you are satisfied, or if you have any doubts about any ones of the mics that I mentioned in this video. And with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the new videos to come, and I guess I will see you later, and thank you. Bye bye.